Behind every grand house, there's a door that never opens to guests. Behind that door is a room, cramped, forgotten, and dim. But sometimes, the smallest room hides the biggest secrets. This is the story of a maid named Rosa, and the truth she could no longer keep to herself. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more powerful true-life stories like this. Your support helps us reach more people with narratives that matter. Rosa had worked in the Davenports' home for 5 long years. Each morning began with her stepping through the back gate, a rusted entrance reserved for deliveries and hired help. She passed the bins and the garden tools, entered through the rear kitchen door, and made her way down the narrow hall. The hallway always smelled of lemon disinfectant and day-old grease. At the end of it sat her room, just 10 by 7 feet, with a single window too high to see out of. A worn twin bed took up most of the space, along with a narrow shelf for her folded clothes and a water-stained ceiling that leaked during heavy rains. It wasn't much, but it was hers. Still, it often felt more like a cell than a sanctuary. Rosa lived on the edge of the family's world, close enough to serve, far enough to ignore. But while she was often forgotten, she never stopped observing. On the morning of her 42nd birthday, Rosa moved through her small kitchen with the practiced ease of someone who had made these motions countless times before. The sun filtered softly through the curtains, casting a warm glow on the worn wooden table where she arranged the breakfast she had prepared. The pancakes were fluffy and golden, dotted with chocolate chips carefully placed to form cheerful smiley faces, Lily's favorite. Nearby, the aroma of freshly brewed black coffee filled the air. Rosa had measured and stirred Mr. Davenport's cup with meticulous precision, 2 sugars stirred clockwise, just as he preferred. Despite the significance of the day, no one in the quiet house mentioned the date. Not Lily, her young daughter, who was too absorbed in her morning routine to notice, nor Mr. Davenport, who was already lost in his thoughts by the window. Rosa didn't expect them to acknowledge it. Birthdays had become quiet, almost invisible markers in her life. After setting the meals on the table, Rosa offered a soft "good morning," her voice steady but subdued. Without waiting for a reply, she quietly retreated to her usual corner near the window, watching the morning unfold outside. The familiar routine provided a comforting rhythm, a way to hold the day together without drawing attention to the passing year. As night fell and the house grew still, Rosa lay on her narrow bed, the room bathed in shadow. She reached beneath the mattress, fingers brushing against the worn fabric of a small, dust-covered box. Carefully, she pulled it out and opened the lid, revealing a collection of mementos, faded photographs, handwritten notes, and small keepsakes that told stories of years gone by. Each item was a fragment of her life, a testament to moments both joyful and painful. In the solitude of the night, Rosa allowed herself a quiet moment of reflection. The day had passed without fanfare or celebration, but within her heart, the memories stirred gently, reminding her of the strength carried through time. She closed the box softly and placed it back under the mattress, a silent promise to herself to keep these pieces of her story safe. Tomorrow, the routine would begin again, but for now, she cherished the stillness and the memories that made her who she was. On the morning of her 42nd birthday, Rosa tied her apron and began cooking breakfast as usual. The kitchen was filled with the warm aroma of chocolate chip pancakes, each one carefully shaped with smiley faces to delight her daughter Lily. Nearby, the coffee maker gurgled softly as Rosa brewed Mr. Davenport's black coffee, meticulously adding 2 sugars and stirring clockwise, just the way he liked it. The house was quiet, the routine comforting, but no one mentioned the significance of the day. Lily was absorbed in her morning preparations, unaware of the date, and Rosa did not expect her to notice. After setting the table with care, she offered a soft good morning and withdrew to her usual corner by the window. The day passed much like any other, marked by the familiar rhythms of home. As night fell and the house settled into silence, Rosa lay on her narrow bed and, with a careful hand, reached beneath the mattress. There, hidden away, was a small box. A secret kept close, a reminder of stories and moments beyond the quiet surface of the day. There, hidden in an envelope, was her only gift, a photo of her mother, yellowed at the edges. She traced her mother's face with her thumb, whispered, "I'm still here, Mama," and tucked it safely away. That night, the silence in her room felt louder than ever. One late evening, while scrubbing the marble tiles outside the second-floor bathroom, Rosa heard soft sobs echoing through the door. She paused, heart heavy. It was Lily, her cheerful, bright-eyed Lily, curled up on the cold floor, hugging her knees. "Please don't leave me," the little girl whispered over and over. Rosa hesitated, then gently knocked. The door creaked open. Lily threw her arms around Rosa, who wrapped the girl in warmth and patience. "My parents fight when they think I'm sleeping," Lily whispered. "Mommy said we might have to leave, that Daddy did something wrong." Rosa rubbed her back gently, fighting the lump in her throat. There were things a child should never have to worry about. But in that moment, Rosa knew the house's cracks ran deeper than the marble floor. As Rosa sorted laundry in the basement, her fingers brushed against a stiff envelope tucked in the breast pocket of Mr. Davenport's shirt. She pulled it out carefully. The envelope was unmarked, sealed poorly, and bulged with papers. Inside, a wire transfer receipt, offshore account. The recipient name was unfamiliar, foreign. Later that day, Mrs. Davenport was shouting on the phone, pacing the study. "Do not call me again. You promised this would never touch my name." When she ended the call and turned toward Rosa, her voice was sugar-sweet. "Could you make chamomile tonight? I need to relax." Rosa nodded and walked away, her heart racing. In her room, she jotted details in a small notebook, tucked between cookbooks on the shelf. She wasn't just cleaning floors, she was uncovering a story. One rainy afternoon, Lily came skipping into the kitchen and placed a silver locket in Rosa's hand. "It was my grandma's. You can keep it," she said. Rosa blinked, stunned. "I can't take this," she whispered. But Lily insisted. That night, Rosa opened the locket. Inside, a tiny photo showed a woman with tired eyes, eyes that looked like they had seen too much. Engraved on the back were the words, "Truth has a cost." The message lingered in her mind. Whose truth? And who had paid the price? Ahead, the rain didn't stop for 2 days. It was on the second day, while taking out the trash, that Rosa spotted the package. A brown envelope, torn at the edge, half buried near the bins. Curiosity tugged at her. She opened it in her room. Inside, financial records, legal threats, and most chilling, a photograph of Mr. Davenport shaking hands with a man Rosa recognized from a recent news scandal. The man was under investigation for embezzling millions. Suddenly, everything clicked. This family wasn't just wealthy. They were hiding skeletons. Rosa's hands trembled as she placed the envelope beneath her mattress. She knew she was standing on the edge of something dangerous. Rosa taught Lily how to make her favorite dish, chicken soup. They chopped, stirred, and laughed, the steam fogging the kitchen windows. For a moment, it felt like family. But the illusion shattered when Mrs. Davenport barged in, face tight with fury. "No more playing, Lily. Go upstairs," she barked. Lily obeyed, eyes wide. Mrs. Davenport turned to Rosa. "You're paid to clean, not to be a mother." Rosa didn't flinch, but her heart burned with quiet rage. She was not a mother here, but she was the only adult in this house offering warmth. One night, Rosa called Manuel, a janitor at the courthouse, a trusted friend from years past. "How do I send something anonymously to a judge?" she asked. Manuel gave her instructions. She spent 3 hours typing a letter, photocopying every document. She wrote carefully, "This is evidence of financial fraud and potential endangerment of a child. Please investigate." No name, no return address, just one final line. "Look beneath the silver and you'll find the truth." She dropped the envelope in a public mailbox 3 blocks away and returned before sunrise. 2 weeks later, the sky cracked open with thunder and the police arrived. Uniformed officers knocked on the grand front door. Panic erupted in the home. Mr. Davenport shouted. Mrs. Davenport sobbed. Rosa remained in the kitchen, wiping the counter slowly. They never suspected her. Lily was escorted out by a kind-looking woman who said she was her aunt. Before leaving, Lily found Rosa. "Will you come with me?" she asked. Rosa knelt and hugged her tightly. "Not this time, querida, but I'll be close." She pressed the silver locket into Lily's palm. The house stood quiet for weeks. Dust gathered on the mirrors. No more wine glasses on the counter. No more shouting through thin walls. Rosa stayed until the agency sent a new family. They offered her a larger room. She declined. She chose to stay in the one that had held so many secrets. She knew the creaks in the floorboards and the sighs in the walls. This was the room that had taught her to listen, to survive, to act. As she closed the door behind her, she whispered, "I see everything." And the room, though silent, held the memory of it all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss a video.